Awesome. Okay. This is how this works. We're live. So, January 10th, known as Quitter's Day. And I'm sure, as the quick social media scroll that I did a few minutes ago, I mean, it's already inundated with all these posts, don't be a quitter and everything else. I guess for those of you who don't know, January 10th is known as a day to where everybody has all those New Year's resolutions that they've come up with. But by day 10, January 10th, they're falling right back in their own habits. There's that lack of discipline. And that's not the case here. I know as of the first, I kind of did a flip side. I flipped everything around. I stopped publishing things and whatnot. And that's really due to the advice of Jack Murphy in episode 2. He told me that sometimes you got to slow the fuck down. And this podcast was put together very quickly. It was put together really to help out the first guest that was on, Andrew Bragg. It had been something that I'd been thinking about for a while and I'd been planning on doing. I was still formulating everything, but he asked for some help. He needed some extra content out there. And I was like, you know what better way to start this thing than to help out another guy that is within my realm to help out in a certain way, but let's get this thing started. Why not? Why the hesitation? Why the planning? And you guys have kind of seen over the, the short, there's been 8 so far, that the progression from number 1 through, and this is another reason why we did the AAR episode, was to say, look, this is a quickly improving project. And this is something that I'm holding myself to. And I still do. Normally podcasts, those new bright ideas only last for 3 episodes, I think is the average. So we're beyond that. And I know I mentioned something in the AR episode about somebody reaching out and say, hey man, like, good job, keep it rolling. And since then I've actually had a few people reach out and say, hey, keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm actually really enjoying this. Like, don't stop. That's not the plan. This was actually to go back and, again, like I said, slow down, come up with a better plan, put things in place. So there's going to be a lot more coming up soon, to where it's going to be easy to find these books that I have, these authors that I have on the podcast. There's going to be different products that are featured in there, different supplements. All of this stuff is going to be shared along the way. Why hold this information to myself? This is what it's all about, is spreading this information and getting this out for other people to help them out in their own habits, and spread this information in a way that other veterans might tune in and glean from, and it might help out on their side. I know it's helped out me already, and I guess if that's a little bit of that selfish side there, to where I can take this advice too. I was talking about this with someone earlier, but if I'm having some of these issues that I might bring up in a show, and so someone else out there is too. So why not get some of the best people out there that can talk about these subjects? So that was the birth of part of this, was helping somebody out, but also the fact that this is something that I believe is needed out there in the veteran community, to where we can, all things aside, talk about what's helped ourselves and help motivate other people to do some of the same. Constantly make those small improvements. So this is not a quitting post. This is hey, I'm doubling down, which is the whole reason why it's live and why it might show up as a little awkward. So more episodes coming. I think next week is going to be the first one. I just spoke with somebody, took his book down. It was right up here a minute ago, but really good guest. You guys are going to really like this one, and a lot more to come very shortly. I can't say exactly who I have coming, but there's some good ones, some really good ones. So stick with it. I know I am. And I hope you guys have had a great holiday, and that 2025 finds you well, because I know that this is going to be a hell of a year for myself. And I hope it is for you guys as well, in the best of ways. Till next time, Veteran Success Story signing off.